Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have some Russian premium P-63A-5 gameplay for you. Now the P-63, even though I am flying the Russian one, is one of my most favorite American planes to fly out because it is rather different than your standard P-47 or P-51. Because it is quite maneuverable, it's still very fast. But the main reason is the fact that it has pretty good energy retention, because that's one of the main issues that I have with the American planes, is that to me they feel very heavy and very sluggish. Especially the P-51, it's not so much that it's heavy, but it's very sluggish in trying to get the guns on target, for example. Now the P-63, in my opinion, doesn't really have that, and it is actually quite a joy to fly for me. Now, back to the game. I am currently being engaged by a Spitfire, which I got a crit on earlier on, but it doesn't seem to have affected his flight performance very much. But I also see that there is a pretty big furball right in front of me, and there's actually a guy right in front of me that I see just at the last kind of second and just try and take a quick shot at, but I just get some hits with 50 cals. So, no cigar there. Now I turn back around because my friend is being fought by 3 guys now, so I need to help him out because he's not going to survive that on his own. So I am going on the Spitfire again because he's critted, and I actually get a nice kill on him here, a very quick and easy kill. Now I go back on the Mustang because the Mustang is still on the 6 with my friend, but then I hear that there is a 109 F4 on my tail, and I have to break off to preserve my own life. Now, this guy is rather fast, so I don't even have to drop throttle to make him overshoot, just some maneuvering, and I go back up after him. Now, he goes back up again. I don't really know why, but this is where he made his big mistake, because the P-63 is a rather good stall fighter. Not as good as the 109, but it can most certainly keep up with it, and, well, let's just say it didn't work out that well for him. Now my original plan is to go and help out my LA5 friend because he has a 0 on his 6. And he is quite low, and at this point I didn't really see anyone higher than me, so I thought, you know what, why not go for it? But then I hear a engine sound, and it appears to be a Mustang, and he is a very, very dangerous target. Just a couple of seconds is all he needs to obliterate me. But then there's another Mustang Mark I that joins the fight, and this has now turned into a less beneficial state for me because I now have 2 on me. Although one seems to be kind of disengaging, but at this point he's coming back, so I have to start watching my back for 2 guys. Now, I am not dropping throttle right now because right now speed is one of the main keys that I will have to use to get away from them, because there's an airfield right in front of me, and I need to get there as soon as possible to try and shake these, well, at this point, 3 guys. So, the only thing that I'm going to be able to rely on is my speed, because my LA5 friend has died as well. And I'm just trying to maneuver because I hear him shooting, and I'm low to the ground, and I'm getting low on speed now. Now I try and dive away again to gain some more speed, but there's a guy already on me, and he's already shooting at me as well, so I have to evade again, therefore I'm losing even more speed, and, well, I would have argued that if this guy didn't shoot out my tail control, then I might have gotten away with it alive, and I might have gotten some more kills, but that didn't happen. Now, the second game brings us over Korea. This is quite an unusual game, as there were only about 4 fighters and the rest were attackers and bombers, so at the start I already knew that I would have to start pulling my weight as one of 4 fighters. Now, the P-38 actually surprised me with that head-on burst, because I didn't, first of all, think he had the range. Second of all, I didn't think he would actually do it, but he did. So I just quickly evade him, and now I'm actually on a 6 because he's not so fast as I think he thought he was. Now get some hits in there with the 50 cals, and then, well, once the 37 hits home, it hits home pretty bad. So that is the first kill. Now at this point, I am actually debating whether I should stay up or go down, but seeing that this F6F is actually rather close, I decide to go down on him. Now, I am gaining on him rather quick, so I actually first decide to shoot only 50 counts because the 37 is a bit of a close range weapon, because it doesn't have that much range and the velocity of that is not very good. Sadly, however, I don't manage to get the 37 on target, so I didn't really get any proper damage into him. Now, he's still a rather inviting target because he's going back up, and I don't really know exactly what he's doing. Now he's trying to turn away, but he's actually very low on speed, and he goes up here. That is basically the thing you absolutely do not want to do. It's kind of my bad that I didn't kill him there, because I'm a little awkward with the 37 on the P63 and P39s because I haven't used them that much, even though they are by far one of my favorite American planes to use. Now there's 3 guys below me, 2 F6Fs and 1 Spitfire. Now I see the Spitfire going up for my friend and stalling out, and this is rather embarrassing because I don't actually get any damage in on this guy. Only some 50 cal hits, but I doubt that that is gonna cause him to be less effective in the fight. Now, I did gain a lot of speed in that dive again, so I'm quite comfortably zooming away from these guys and just gonna loop back around to re-engage. Now, I'm just deciding who to go for because that Spitfire is again looking like he's stalling out for me, but then I see that the F2A is actually looking like a way better target for me. He's stalling out rather fast and in just about the worst position that he could ever stall out in. And, well, let's just say, at that point, you can't really miss anymore. Now I quickly checked the leaderboard to see who is still alive of our team, and to no surprise, that's not an awful lot of them. Now I see the Spitfire going back up after me, and, well, he had very low energy to begin with, as it seems, because he didn't really get guns on for that long before he already started stalling out. And to be honest, it's the same story as with the guy that I killed just before this. You would have to be very crippled or play your very first game with these guns to really mess that up. Now that brings us on to our 3rd kill, and I'm already scanning for new targets. I see an F6F down there, but I also see that there's a Hellcat and another Spitfire up high, so at this point I'm kind of debating what I should go for. However, I know that the F6F is kind of a UFO and can turn very well and can keep its speed very well. So I'm gonna actually decide to help out my friend down there because I, at this point, think he might need some help. I call it out to let him know that I am gonna be approaching, and I'm just full on web. I just turn away a little bit because I want to get some more time on target, but he turns right in front of me, and, well, as I said before, when the 37 hits, it hits hard. Now, I gained a lot of speed out of that dive, so I'm just going to convert that back into altitude, as at this specific point there is no one spotted. So, I'm going to have to be doing some more cutting here, and I will catch up to you once the action resumes. Now, we spot ourselves a F6F. This guy took off from the airfield and I intercepted him while he was going back to the battlefield. Now, this guy is rather slow, and, well, I proceed in a dive. That's another thing of the P63. They're rather fast in a dive. Now, I get quite a couple of hits on him. I think most of those were 37 hits, but they just sparked off. But it doesn't seem to matter, because I think I kind of wrecked his engine with my 50 cals either way, so he is probably not going to be around for much longer, looking at the smoke coming from his engine, and also the fact that he's losing a lot of speed rather quickly. Now, I see on the minimap that there's another dot somewhere, and I'm frantically searching for it, and then I see it, and that is bad news. That is a 0 on my altitude. Now, I know that I can outrun him, but I'm gonna have to dive away to get enough distance that I can actually just go straight and just run away from him instead of trying to evade his shots as well. Now, this guy came very unexpected for me. He just came out of the clouds and I never knew he was there. But as I said before, the P-63 dives very fast, so it can get out of trouble rather quickly. Now, this guy is basically never going to catch up to me, so I'm going to have to jump cut again so that the video won't be too long. And as always, I'll catch you guys when something interesting happens again. Now, the guy that I spot here is actually a plane that I never really expected to be in this game, because I thought that their entire team was basically going to be fighters, but in the end there was actually a Halifax. And, well, at this point I am running very low on fuel, but this guy is basically very close to our airfield, and I was roughly going the same way, so I thought, why not? I just shoot basically all of my ammo because I'm not planning to fight anyone else. I do take out his tail control there, so he will basically go down either way, but I just want to go after him just to finish the deal, and I rip off his wing with one of my 37s, so that grants us another thing. Now, even though the Halifax doesn't have that amazingly good defensive armament, 7.7s can very quickly wreck things such as engines and set fuel tanks on fire. Now, if you have watched a couple of the Team Think streams, you will know that I have a deep, deep hatred for planes that have wing-mounted fuel tanks, because they are so very easy to hit when someone is shooting at you, because most of the time they're going to be shooting at your wings because they're just the bigger target overall than just your fuselage, so you get set on fire rather fast. But that's a story for another time. Now, this guy appeared exactly at the wrong time, because I'm en route to the airfield and I basically have no fuel left, nor any ammo. But in the end, this guy will actually just turn away and not engage any of us on the airfield, because he knows that the airfield AA is rather deadly. Now, I will be cutting here again, because all I do right here is just land at the airfield, so there's nothing really interesting to see there. Now, we resume the action just after the Hellcat killed our friendly P2, which was one of the last people left on our team. Now it's just me and my friend in the other P63. Now, my friend in the P63 is being harassed by the Hellcat at this point, and he's the only guy spotted, so the only logical thing for me to do is to go after and chase him. Now, I am quite far away, but I do let my guy know that I'm going to be engaging him, so hopefully he will turn towards me so that I can actually try to save him instead of running after a guy which is running after my friend. Now, just checking the scores, because the Hellcat that I critted earlier went back to base with the critted engine and actually managed to repair. So he will be around somewhere, and I really hope he doesn't show up right about now, because that would not be very nice for us. Now, as I go over the mountaintop here, he is completely focused on the other guy, and to be honest, this is again where I said I'm a little bit awkward with the 37 because I don't use them that often, but it shouldn't be a problem either way, because I am right on this guy's 6. I think I even hit his engine there. So that is not good for him. As you see, he's smoking some black smoke as well. I go up after him. I actually would have liked to get the kill there, but it doesn't really matter, because I come back down on him, use the rudder to get on target, and just blow both of his wings off with the 37. Now, there's one guy remaining, but he's actually just given his position away. As you can see in the kill feed, he actually just destroyed the bridge. So we now know exactly where he is. And there he pops up right in front of us as well. Now, this is the guy that I kind of wrecked earlier when we were close to his airfield. And, well, let's just say when he gets within range, he kind of only really wants to kill me for some reason. He pays no attention to my friend whatsoever. Now, he's getting within range, so I obviously just evade, and as you see, he's just directly on me. And I just go up and just evade him, and then what I think is I'm proceeding to dive down. But, well, I actually didn't think it would have to go that far, because there's a guy on my 6 that is doing a full loop when there's another friendly of mine right behind him, but he didn't kill him. He actually didn't even shoot. So, I'm thinking at this point, maybe his engine is wrecked, because I see that I am gaining rather fast on him, and I'm gaining just very slightly on the F6F, so that probably means that he is having some engine trouble. So, at this point, there's only really one thing I can do. I can either just run away, and I didn't really want to do that because, well, it's a 2-on-1. You shouldn't run away when it's a 2-on-1. So I turn into him. I just always just keep an eye on him, dive down to evade him, and just fly towards my friend. Now, in this position, it's rather dangerous because you are quite close to your enemy, and you have rather similar energy states. So at this point, I just have to really full whip and just evade his shots as well as I can without losing too much energy. I do a little bit of rudder jiggling and just going up and down and up and down. And at this point I'm thinking, oh dear, have I made a mistake by relying on my teammate to save my life, basically. But in the end, the P-63 actually completely annihilates the F6F, and that is basically the perfect example of why you should never tunnel vision someone, because it just doesn't work out for you. Now, that was it for today's video. I do hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.